In the heart of Europe, a significant event took place in 1884, the Berlin Conference. European powers, hungry for resources and driven by imperial ambitions, gathered. Their goal was simple: to divide the African continent among themselves. Africa, rich in resources and potential, was seen as ripe for exploitation. This conference, however, lacked a crucial voice, that of the African people. The decisions made in Berlin had far-reaching consequences. European nations, eager to expand their empires, saw Africa as a prize to be claimed. With little regard for existing tribal boundaries or cultural identities, they drew lines on maps, dividing the continent into colonies. This disregard for the people who called Africa home would have devastating consequences for generations to come. The Berlin Conference produced a set of agreements that would reshape the political landscape of Africa. One of the most significant outcomes was the principle of effective occupation. This principle stipulated that European powers could claim territories only if they could demonstrate effective control over them. This led to a scramble for Africa, with European powers rushing to establish military posts, sign treaties with local rulers, often under duress, and hoist their flags over as much land as possible. Another key agreement reached at the conference was the recognition of King Leopold II of Belgium's claim to the Congo Free State. This vast territory, encompassing much of the Congo Basin, was declared a free trade zone, but in reality it became Leopold's personal fiefdom. The Congo's rubber, ivory and other resources were ruthlessly extracted, often through forced labor and brutal punishments, leaving a legacy of suffering and exploitation. The Berlin Conference's impact on the Great Lakes region of Africa was profound. The arbitrary borders drawn by European powers cut across existing ethnic and cultural lines, dividing communities and igniting tensions that persist to this day. The region, home to diverse groups like the Hutu, Tutsi and others, became a patchwork of colonies ruled by Belgium, Germany and Britain. Colonial rule brought about significant changes to the Great Lakes region. European powers imposed their systems of governance, education and economy. Traditional power structures were undermined and local economies were often restructured to serve the needs of the colonial powers. This disruption of traditional ways of life had a lasting impact on the region's social and political fabric. The Berlin Conference cast a long shadow over the Great Lakes region of Africa. The arbitrary borders established by European powers created divisions that fueled ethnic conflicts and political instability in the decades that followed. The Rwandan genocide of 1994, in which hundreds of thousands of Tutsi and moderate Hutu were slaughtered, stands as a stark reminder of the enduring legacy of colonial manipulation and the dangers of dividing people along ethnic lines. The Berlin Conference serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of imperialism and the importance of respecting the sovereignty of all nations and peoples. The conference's legacy is a reminder of the need to address the root causes of conflict and to work towards a more just and equitable world where the voices of all are heard and respected.